Well, you ask me why I'm a hobo and why I sleep in a ditch. Well, it ain't because I'm lazy, no, I just don't want to be rich. Oh, I could eat from dishes, it's just a matter of choice. But when I eat from an old tin can, there ain't no dishes to wash. Diddle-dee-dum-dee-diddle-dee-di-di-do, diddle-dee-dum-dee-dee. Oh, I could be an engineer and never have a wreck, but any kind of a railroad man to me is a pain in the neck. Or I could ride the Pullman, but there it is again. The plush they put on the Pullman seats tickles my sensitive skin. Diddle-dee-dum-dee-diddle-dee-di-di-do, diddle-dee-dum-dee-dee. Oh, I could be an accountant and easily balance my books, but reading figures weakens the eyes and glasses spoil my looks. Or I could be a banker with just the slightest excuse, but look at 1929 and tell me what's the use. Diddle-dee-dum-dee-diddle-dee-di-do, diddle-dee-dum-dee-dee. Oh, I could be a tenor and easily reach high C, but I heard one on the radio and that was enough for me. Whenever I think of Lincoln, I never can forgive a guy that would murder a man like him and let these tenors live. Diddle-dee-dum-dee-diddle-dee-di-do, diddle-dee-dum-dee-dee. You ask me why I'm a hobo and why I sleep in a ditch. Well, it ain't because I'm lazy, no, I just don't want to be rich. Oh, I could eat from dishes, it's just a matter of choice. But when I eat from an old tin can, there ain't no dishes to wash. Diddle-dee-dum-dee-diddle-dee-di-di-do, diddle-dee-dum-dee-dee. I lived the life of a millionaire, spending my money, Lord, I didn't care. Carried my friends out for a mighty good time, buying bootleg liquor, cocaine and wine. Then I started to fall so low. Didn't have no money and no place to go. If I ever get my hands on a dollar again, I'm gonna hold on to it till the eagle grins, 'cause nobody knows you when you're down and out. In your pocket, not one penny, and your friends you have not any. But when you're on your feet again, they all wanna be your long-lost friend. It's mighty strange, without a doubt. No woman wants you when you're down and out. When you get on your feet again, everybody wants to be your long-lost friend. It's mighty strange, without a doubt. Nobody wants you when you're down and out. I mean when you're down and out. When my son Corey was about 7 years old, he was a great fan of Superman on the television. And I told him that when I was a kid, that Tarzan was the big superhero, and we used to have intellectual discussions as to whether Tarzan could beat up Superman and the relative merits of the two heroes. And finally, when we weren't getting anywhere with the arguments, I wrote a song about it, and it's called Tarzan and Superman. Could Tarzan beat up Superman if they should have a fight? If you would put your money on old Tarzan, you'd be right. 'Cause Tarzan is the jungle king, as strong as any bull, and Superman's inhuman, 'cause of kryptonite he's full. And Tarzan can scare lions just by pulling on their mane. But Superman's a sissy 'cause he kisses Lois Lane. I was there when they opened the boxcar, found him stone dead on the floor. Though thumbing and bumming was all of our trade, no one had seen him before. He wore the face of a stranger, lost and unseen in the crowd. He looked so small as we carried him down, wrapped in a newspaper shroud. The wind blows cold in Wyoming, and the stars shine clear and bright. And if you don't wake up tomorrow at all, I guess it's old buddy good night. His hair was the color of winter, streaked with the iron and cold. All you could see in his soft prairie eyes was the wind and the grass and the snow. The back of his hands were like road maps, and the lines on his face were the same. And on his left arm a faded tattoo pictured a rose and a name. The wind blows cold in Wyoming, stars shine clear and bright. And if you don't wake up tomorrow at all, I guess it's old buddy good night. I don't even know where he came from. His train was the UP freight. And if someone's waiting for him down the line, he'll be a little bit late. So give him a line in your paper. Here's what I want you to say. There's some things worse than dying alone, and one of them's living that way. The wind blows cold in Wyoming, and the stars shine clear and bright. And if you don't wake up tomorrow at all, well, I guess it's old buddy good night. Snowflakes are falling and winter they'll bring. Moose are a-mating, I hear antlers ring. Wolves are a-howling, their furs are in prime. My dogs are all eager to hit the trap line. Alaska, Alaska, I hear the wind call. Summer is gone and it's getting fall. Snowflakes are falling and winter they'll bring. I'll say goodbye summer, I'll see you next spring. I've cashed up my victuals, I've got my moose in. I've patched up the cabin to keep out the wind. The forest is turning a pretty gold brown. The leaves have been falling and cover the ground. Out in the woods you can hear my axe ring, cutting the wood that will last me till spring. Snowflakes are falling and winter they'll bring. I'll say goodbye summer, I'll see you next spring. Is a-howling round my cabin door. The squirrels they sneak in, eat the crumbs off the floor. I'll build up my fire and close the front door and say goodbye summer, I'll see you once more. Alaska, Alaska, I hear the wind call. Summer is gone and it's getting fall. Snowflakes are falling and winter they'll bring. I'll say goodbye summer, I'll see you next spring. Oh, I remember my old trapper's den that stands by the side of the brook, and the many long miles I've rambled around, traveling alone and on foot. My old trapper's den has gone to decay, the sod roof is all tumbled in. All the pots and the pans and the rusty bean cans and the long emptied bottles of gin. Oh, I remember the warm summer days that followed a winter so long, and the moose that would feed on the young willow buds, and the birds that would sing me their song. Deep in the winter the north wind would blow out of the darkness at night, but my old barrel stove and the candle I burned would give off a glowing of light. Oh, I remember the well-beaten trail that led past the cache to the draw, and my old trapper's den, and the winters I spent with nothing but dirt for a floor. I will remember the old trapper's den till I bid it forever goodbye, and think of the happy long years that I spent tracking and trapping for hides. Trumpet sound to wake the nations underground, looking to my God's right hand when the stars begin to fall. My Lord, what a morning, my Lord, what a morning, my Lord, what a morning, when the stars begin to fall. Back in the late 60s when we lived in Anchorage, Barbara brought home some bottled Thousand Island salad dressing from the store. And it just wouldn't come out of the bottle, and the kids beat on it and tried to get it out. And finally, my oldest son, Kevin, read the ingredients on it, and one of them was hydroxapropyl methylcellulose. And he sounded it out very carefully and announced that that was the reason that it wouldn't come out of the jar. So all the kids learned to say hydroxapropyl methylcellulose, and they went wandering around the house saying, hydroxapropyl methylcellulose. And my daughter Bernadette said, Daddy, I bet you can't write a song about that. And that was just the challenge I needed. What makes Thousand Island fresh? Everybody knows. Hydroxapropyl methylcellulose. It's so good for your teeth. Your incisor glows. Hydroxapropyl methylcellulose. Grandma's French ain't the same. It just doesn't sell. Kids all like that Thousand Island 'cause they know darn well it's the best ingredient Thomas Lipton chose. Hydroxapropyl methylcellulose again. Methylcellulose one more time. Methylcellulose. For a good many years I've been knocking around, and I always had plenty of pals. I've had a few partners of various types and a bunch of affairs with the gals. I've staked some good claims with those partners of mine. I thought they were square till I found they were trying to cross me, those cheat-chocker pups, and fast talk me out of my ground. I've run with the women in various camps all over this great land up here, but I never found one I could trust to be true or stay with me more than a year. Way back in the 90s when I was a kid, I went with a woman named Flo. In Fairbanks she lifted my dogs and my poke and left me at 60 below. I've had lots of dogs, but the dogs always died, or else the poor devils got killed. When you like 'em and lose 'em, it leaves a big hole that it seems for a while can't be filled. So I'm through with women and partners and dogs, I know 'cause I fussed with them all. I'll stick with the pal that I know I can trust, that 30-06 on the wall. She stood by my shoulder and stopped the brown bear. She keeps the cash full in the fall. She speaks the one language that claim jumpers know, and she craves no attention at all. I'm getting old now and I'm sotting my ways. I don't loosen up like I did. I'm slow to make friends and I'm slower to trust than I was when I was a kid. So goodbye to women and goodbye to dogs and goodbye to partners and all. I'll stick with a pal that I know is true blue, that 30-06 on the wall. baby down on your floor. And if your mean mind come, well, he will never know. Make it for me, baby, make it soft and low. I said make it for me, baby, down by the kitchen door. And if your mind come in the front door, well, it's out the back door I'll go. If you will make me that pallet all on your floor. I will wake up in the morning, fix you a red hot meal. I will wake up in the morning, fix you a red hot meal. Just to show you my appreciation for all them things you done. I will wake up in the morning, fix you a red hot meal. Use it up, wear it out, make it do without. We can't pay for the things you wanna buy. Wear your old faded jeans, they are patched but they are clean. Walk proud, my son, and hold your head up high. We lived away back in the hills with the bears and the whippoorwills. Closest store was 35 miles away. Though I'm now a full-grown man, when I close my eyes I can hear the words my mother used to say. Use it up, wear it out, make it do without. We can't pay for the things you wanna buy. Wear your old faded jeans, they are patched but they are clean. Walk proud, my son, and hold your head up high. Now I have a son of my own, he's even got his own telephone. Seems like I buy him something every day. He's got all the money can buy, and it makes me wanna cry, 'cause I know he'll never hear his mother say, use it up, wear it out, make it do without. We can't pay for the things you wanna buy. Wear your old faded jeans, they are patched but they are clean. Walk proud, my son, and hold your head up high. Use it up, wear it out, make it do without. We can't pay for the things you wanna buy. Wear your old faded jeans, they are patched but they are clean. Walk proud, my son, and hold your head up high. Ye sporting men of Chester, I'll have you all to hear of a man named Joseph Baker who lived in Delamere. He run faster than the old red fox and further than the hound. Of all the men that challenged him, no equal could be found. He rose up every morning before the day was clear, and through the shady forest he pursued the royal deer. He chased the wind across the heath and the mist right up the hill. He drove the ducks along the road and the stream right to the mill. The sportsmen came from far and near to challenge Baker's speed. In every race, in every place, they swore they'd do the deed. A butcher came from Frosham, and a baker came from Hale. A sailor came from Birkenhead, and a soldier came from Vale. But he was never beaten until that fateful day, when death at last defeated him and took his breath away. But if you go out on a winter's night, you'll see him running still, as his ghost runs down from Kelsall Church right up to Halsey Hill. Yes, if you go out on a winter's night, you'll see him running still, as his ghost runs down from Kelsall Church right up to Halsey Hill. of a sweetheart is one that is anxious to plead. It's a shame that a handsome young fellow like me should be left while the nightingale sings in the tree. It's a shame that a handsome young fellow like me should be left while the nightingale sings in the tree. In the wood and the valley beneath the bright moon, every lad with his lass makes the most of the June. The world's gone a-wooing, accepting of me, and the nightingale sings to his mate in the tree. The world's gone a-wooing, accepting of me, and the nightingale sings to his mate in the tree. The time it is short, there is none I can spare, and the nightingale song will soon die in the air. Don't you think, dearest Barbara, you'd better agree to make love while the nightingale sings in the tree? Don't you think, dearest Barbara, you'd better agree to make love while the nightingale sings in the